This brass nose cone is supposedly from the WWI era. It says Alco Lot 617 and has odd measurements on the side. The top comes off. A pair is used for scale. What is it? This is the nose timer fuse from a World War I artillery shell. The fuse is the mechanism at the nose of the shell that detonates it. This is a time fuse. The rings with the odd measurements are adjustable timing rings. Before firing, an artilleryman would use a key to rotate these rings to a specific setting. This would set a clockwork mechanism or a powder train inside the fuse to burn for a certain number of seconds after the shell was fired, causing the shell to explode in the air over the target rather than on impact. ALCO would be the manufacturer, American Locomotive Company, which produced munitions during WWI. This metal object is green, has a telescopic stand, and the instrument part swivels and has a glass plate, a mirror, and a pinhole. It came with a clamp. What is this optical instrument? It's a camera lucida. This is a fascinating optical device used as a drawing aid by artists. It was invented in 1806 by William Hyde Wollaston. The user looks down through the pinhole in the prism mirror system. This optically superimposes a view of the subject they are looking at directly onto the drawing paper in front of them. The artist can then simply trace the outlines of the superimposed image, which allows for the creation of very accurate and realistic perspective drawings. It's a pretty neat find. Found in an old airplane hangar, this lens weighs 40 pounds. It's encased in black metal, has removable metal disc covers on each end, and has a 10-inch diameter. It doesn't magnify an image when you look through it. What is it for? This is likely a lens for high-altitude aerial photography, specifically for photo reconnaissance or cartography, map-making. These lenses are not designed for magnification in the way a telescope is, but for capturing an extremely wide, flat, and distortion-free image of the ground from a great height. They are large, heavy, and built with incredibly high-quality optics. The entire assembly, including the shutter and film plane, would be mounted in a specialized camera bay in a reconnaissance aircraft. It's a very specialized and expensive piece of optical engineering. This 2.2 centimeter cylindrical plug-like item is made of copper, brass, and some silver-colored metal. It was found on the side of a street and has writing on the bottom. Looking up, the writing pointed to fire sprinklers. What is it? This is the business portion, or the thermostatic element of a tempering valve, also known as a mixing valve. These valves are used in plumbing systems to mix hot and cold water to deliver a safe, controlled output temperature, preventing scalding. This internal element contains a wax motor or a bimetallic strip that expands or contracts with temperature changes. This movement operates a valve that adjusts the ratio of hot and cold water being mixed. It is the core, temperature-sensing component of the valve. The fire sprinkler connection is incorrect. These are for hot water systems. Bought at a garage sale, these are wall-adhesive shelf things. The top is a slotted shelf, and the bottom has a rotating smooth-edged square with less than a centimeter of space between it and the shelf. What are they? This is pretty sure to be a wall mount for a small security camera, like a Wisecam or a similar model. The adhesive pad sticks it to the wall. The camera itself would be placed on the slotted shelf. The rotating square on the bottom is a clever feature for cord management. You would wrap the camera's excess power cord around this rotating part to keep it neat and tidy, with just the right length of cord running to the power outlet. This Bell Systems brass cylinder is 3 inches in diameter and was labeled as a paperweight at an antique shop. It has a Bell Systems stamp and a serial number on top. The words are mirrored. Is it truly a paperweight? Perhaps this is a jeweler's die for making service award pins for the Bell Systems company. A die is a hardened metal tool used to press or stamp a shape into a softer material. A pellet of silver, gold, or another alloy would be placed in the hole of this die. A press would then be used to strike the die, imprinting the Bell Systems logo onto the metal pellet. A pin would then be welded to the back to create a lapel pin for an employee service award. This would explain why the words are mirrored, so they would appear correctly on the final pressed pin. This is a red squeeze thing, small, about the size of a lighter. It has the brand OXO on the side. The finder checked the OXO website but couldn't find it. What is this kitchen gadget? This is an OXO brand bread bag cinch. It is a clever and reusable alternative to the flimsy little plastic tabs or twist ties that come on a standard bag of sliced bread. You would gather the top of the plastic bread bag and then slide this cinch over the gathered part. The internal mechanism, likely a spring-loaded or cam-like grip, holds the bag securely closed, keeping the bread fresh. OXO is known for its ergonomic and user-friendly kitchen gadgets, and this is a classic example of their design philosophy. Found in the central part of Namibia, this is a 13.5 centimeter long, heavy, solid metal object. It is rusted, and the engravings read 75 7 X Ray 97. It has a hole at the top. Any idea what this could be from? This is a piece of a railway joint bar, also known as a fish plate. A joint bar is a metal bar that is bolted to the ends of two rails to join them together in a track. This looks like a fragment of one of these bars. The X-ray 97 marking is a key clue. Rail welds and critical components are often X-rayed to check for internal faults, and this would be the inspection marking, likely from 1997. The finder is asked if they found it near the Trans-Namib railway route, as this is a very specific piece of railroad hardware. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit like and subscribe. Your support genuinely helps YouTube's algorithm find more curious explorers like you. Thank you for helping us grow. Stay curious. Found in the garage, this strip of padded fabric has two metal loops. The finder thinks it's gym equipment. What is it? It is indeed gym equipment. This is a foot strap or an ankle cuff for a cable machine. The padded cuff part is wrapped around the user's ankle and secured. The two metal D-rings are then clipped onto the carabiner of the low pulley on a cable weight stack machine. This allows the user to perform various lower body resistance exercises, such as leg kickbacks, adductor and abductor exercises, and hamstring curls using the resistance from the weight stack. The bare strap might go under the foot for certain exercises. Found with vintage bicycle parts from the 1950s, 1970s, this small metal box has wires in it. It doesn't appear to have moving parts and makes no sound when shaken. What is this? This is a battery-powered bike horn. It looks to be the exact model of a vintage Schwinn bike horn. The metal box would have held the batteries, likely D cells, and the horn mechanism. The wires would have run to a push-button switch that would be mounted on the bicycle's handlebars. When the button was pressed, it would complete the circuit, and the horn would emit a loud buzzing sound. It was a common accessory for bicycles, especially for children's models like the classic Schwinn Stingray in that era. This wooden baton object with a rubber and metal head was bought at an estate sale. What is this specific type of hammer? It looks like a carving mallet. Wood carvers and sculptors use a mallet rather than a hammer to strike their chisels and gouges. A mallet provides a softer, more controlled blow than a metal hammer, which can damage the handle of the chisel and is harder to control. The head of a carving mallet is often made of wood, a dense plastic, or, as in this case, a combination of rubber and metal to provide a good weight and a non-damaging striking surface. This rectangular object is on the wall in an Airbnb living area. It's connected to power but doesn't light up or make any sound. It's not near a bathroom or bedroom and doesn't appear to be a camera. What is it? This is an indoor thin flat HDTV TV antenna. For people who don't have cable or satellite, cord cutters, these antennas are used to receive free over-the-air digital television broadcasts from local TV stations. They are designed to be very thin and unobtrusive and are often stuck to a wall or a window. The power connection is for a small amplifier that is built into the antenna, which boosts the signal strength to provide a clearer picture, especially for stations that are further away. This has been in the finder's family for many years. It's shaped like a somewhat flattened nail, with one side straight and the other curved. It has 4 squiggly lines near the top and a smooth top surface. What is it? This looks like a hairpin, specifically a type that would have been used to secure a hairbun or a chignon hairstyle. In the past, elaborate hairstyles were held in place with a variety of decorative and functional pins. This one, with its flattened shape and decorative squiggly lines, would have been inserted through the bun to hold it securely to the hair on the head. It might have been used in conjunction with a decorative comb or another hairpiece. It is an elegant piece of vintage hair accessory. This plastic tip has a debossed E and a pentagonal hole. It's 9 mm long and was found on a kitchen counter where many appliances are used. It looks almost like the clicker from a pen. Just want to make sure it's not a consequential part of something. This looks like a foot to some appliance. Many small kitchen appliances like blenders, coffee grinders, or stand mixers have small rubber or plastic feet on the bottom to prevent them from slipping on the counter and to dampen vibration. These feet are often press-fitted into a hole in the appliance's base. This small plastic piece, with its pentagonal shape for a secure fit, is very likely one of these feet that has fallen out. It's a good idea to check the bottoms of your appliances to see which one is now missing a foot. This thin, hammer-like tool has two different ends. It's rather light and unlikely to be used with force. One end is a vertical rectangle, and the other is a horizontal rectangle. There are no manufacturer markings. What is it? This is a pattern maker's hammer. A pattern maker is a highly skilled woodworker who creates the wooden patterns or models that are used to make the sand molds for casting metal parts in a foundry. This lightweight, specialized hammer, with its different shaped faces, peens, would be used for very delicate work, tapping small wooden parts of the pattern into place, setting small brads, and making fine adjustments to the pattern without damaging the wood. It is a tool for precision and finesse, not for heavy striking. This is a 5-inch long brass, hammer-looking thing that unscrews into 3 pieces. It is machined and heavy. The finder thinks it might be a hammer for a gavel. What is it? This is a mikugi-nuki. It is a specialized tool used to help remove the mikugi pegs from a Japanese sword, katana. The mikugi is a small bamboo peg that passes through the handle, datsuka, and the sword's tang, securing the handle to the blade. To disassemble the sword for cleaning or maintenance, these pegs must be pushed out. The brass hammer of the mikugi-nuki is used to gently tap a small pushing tool, often stored inside the handle of the mikugi-nuki itself, hence the 3 pieces, which is used to push the peg out. It is an essential tool for any Japanese sword owner. A pair of fairly heavy metal fittings with long hexagonal screws that can be tightened with an Allen key were found in a backpack in an attic in the UK. What might these be from? They look like they are for mounting a TV on the wall. Specifically, this is likely a system where a picture frame-style wire is installed on the back of the TV. These 2 metal fittings are then securely installed into the wall studs. You then hang the wire on the TV across these 2 sturdy mounts, similar to how you would hang a heavy painting. The long hex screws are for anchoring the mounts deep into the wall studs to safely support the weight of the television. This metal tool was found while cleaning a cabinet at a chassis shop. It has markings like S-cam, Eaton, and wedge. The finder believes it might be for brakes. What is it for? Yes, it is a brake shoe gauge. This is a specialized measuring tool used by mechanics who work on heavy-duty drum brakes, like the S-cam and wedge brakes found on semi-trucks and trailers. Eaton is a major manufacturer of these brake systems. This gauge is used to measure the thickness of the brake shoe lining to determine if it is worn out and needs to be replaced. It provides a quick and accurate go, no-go measurement, ensuring the brakes are serviced correctly and remain safe. This small, mostly red plastic piece, a little over 1 inch high, may have come in a bungee container. It has 2 pop-on metal pieces that look like eyes and 2 screws on each side with washers that can be screwed up and down. What is it? A reverse image search says this comes with a new car or utility battery. When you buy a new battery that has both top posts and side terminals, it often comes with a small plastic holder like this one. This holder contains the extra screws, washers, or terminal adapters that you might need to connect your battery cables, depending on which type of connection your vehicle uses. It's just a convenient piece of packaging to keep all the small, easy-to-lose hardware together with the new battery. Found on the street in San Francisco, this is a metal pointy thing with a now missing handle. The tip looks original and not ground down. The back end is smooth, and the larger end has knurling, which would have been for the handle. What is it? This looks like a scratch-awl. A scratch-awl is a simple but fundamental hand tool used by woodworkers and leatherworkers. It consists of a sharp, pointed steel spike with a handle. Its primary use is for scribing or scratching lines onto a workpiece to mark a layout for cutting or drilling. It can also be used to create a starting hole for a screw or a drill bit. The knurling on the tang is where it would have been securely set into a wooden or plastic handle that has since broken off and been lost. A friend gave this pretty 8-inch, 2-piece ceramic dish with holes in the top piece. It's not a flower frog as it can't hold water, and the holes are too big for skewers. What is it used for? This is a burner for incense cones. You would place a small incense cone in the hole in the center of the base dish. You then light the tip of the cone until it is smoldering and place the perforated ceramic cover on top. The smoke and fragrance from the burning incense cone will then waft out through the decorative holes in the cover. The commenter, who has worked in head shops, confirms these are common items. Found in the laundry after a wash, this is a soft material that feels like aluminum foil. A central rectangle is attached to a small piece of transparent plastic. The two wires feel soft. The finder guesses the central thing might be a passive RFID tag. Is this correct? The finder's guess is spot on. This could be from an anti-theft sticker, specifically a disposable RFID, radio frequency identification, or AM, acoustomagnetic security tag. These flat, flexible tags are often stuck onto merchandise in retail stores. The foil parts are the antenna, and the central rectangle is the small chip or resonator. When an item with an active tag is passed through the security gates at the store's exit, it triggers an alarm. This one was likely on a newly purchased item of clothing and was forgotten to be removed before washing, causing it to fall off in the laundry. This round metal end cap-like piece is 1.5 inches in diameter, 1 inch deep, hollow, and has a possible screw hole for attaching. What is it? This is the dome, or gong, from a bicycle bell. The classic bicycle bell consists of this metal dome and a mechanism underneath with a small striker that is operated by a thumb lever. When the lever is flicked, the striker hits the dome, producing the familiar ring-ring sound. This is just the top sound-producing part, which has become separated from the mounting bracket and the ringing mechanism. The screw hole would have been for the bolt that held the entire assembly together and onto the handlebars. Roughly the size of a pencil, this is made of plastic with a metal prong at the end. What is this specialized key for? It's a lock change key for electronic ATM locks or similar high-security electronic safe locks. When a safe combination needs to be changed, a technician or an authorized user must use a special key like this one. It is inserted into a specific port on the lock, often in conjunction with entering the old code, which then puts the lock into a change mode, allowing a new combination to be set. It is a very specific and high-security tool, not for everyday use. This orange ball with a 7 marked inside a circle was found in the dishwasher of a rental. A quarter is used for scale. It has a molding seam around its equator. What is it? This is a check ball, a component from inside the dishwasher's drain system. Its purpose is to act as a one-way valve. After the dishwasher pumps the dirty water out, this lightweight ball settles down into the drain opening, preventing any of that dirty water from flowing back into the dishwasher tub. It is a simple but important part for ensuring a hygienic wash cycle. It can sometimes become dislodged during cleaning or if the dishwasher is moved, ending up loose inside the machine. This is a plastic container with a hole and a groove, about 10 inches tall. It was found when cleaning a pantry, but the finder has no recollection of it. A guess is a Brita filter part. What is it? This might be part of a food storage container set. One of the linked examples shows a set that includes multiple stackable containers. This piece, with its hole and groove, could be a lid, a divider, or a specialized insert from such a set, perhaps for storing a specific type of food, like pasta, with the hole for measuring a serving, or as part of a pouring or dispensing lid. Without the other parts of the set, its function is hard to determine, but it is likely a component of a larger modular food storage system. This white block, found with kitchen stuff, is branded Meterk. It's 6 cm on the long side, light for its size, hard, and has a rough, grainy texture. The finder wonders if it's a whetstone. The finder's guess is almost certainly correct. This is a whetstone, or a sharpening stone. The Meterk brand produces various tools, including sharpening kits. A whetstone is a block of abrasive material used to sharpen the edges of knives and other cutting tools. They come in various grits, with coarser grits used for initial sharpening, and finer grits used for honing a razor-sharp edge. This small white block is likely a high-grit finishing stone, part of a larger knife sharpening set. Its rough, grainy texture is the abrasive surface. This is a scraper and a round item from a kid's doctor's kit. The kit was in Chinese, so the purpose is unclear. What are these toy instruments supposed to be? The pink thing with the round top is likely a toy version of the bendable examination light that doctors use in surgery or dental exams. The doctor can bend the arm of the light to direct a bright beam exactly where they need to see. In a kid's toy set, this would be a fun prop for pretend examinations. The scraper is likely a toy tongue depressor or a dental mirror, other common tools in a doctor's kit. This small, soft rubber bumper thingy was found on a kitchen counter near a coffee machine and fridge. A new fridge was delivered a few days before. It's hollow inside. What is it? This is the cover for the refrigerator's waterline connector. When a new refrigerator with an ice maker or a water dispenser is delivered, the copper or plastic water supply line from the house is connected to a valve on the back of the fridge. This small rubber or silicone cover is often on that connector valve from the factory to keep it clean during shipping. The installer would remove this cover before connecting the water line, and it was likely dropped on the floor and forgotten. This sensor, our LED lamp-looking object, is on a hotel room ceiling right above the bed. It emits a dimmed white, bluish light. There's no brand name, and the movement sensor doesn't seem to be working. What is it? Can you see an actual light bulb in there? This could be a fiber optic skylight. A fiber optic skylight system collects natural sunlight on the roof of a building using a special lens or collector. This collected light is then channeled through a highly reflective tube or a bundle of fiber optic cables down to a diffuser fixture like this one on the ceiling of an interior room that has no direct access to natural light. It provides natural daylight to windowless spaces. The dimmed light would be the sunlight being transmitted from the roof. This wooden item was found in a grandpa's home. What is this simple, handle-like wooden object? This looks like a small billy club or a truncheon. A billy club is a short, stout club, traditionally made of wood and carried by police officers, security guards, or civilians for self-defense. They come in many shapes and sizes. This small one might have been kept in a car, by a bedside, or as part of a collection. Its simple turned wood design with a shaped grip is characteristic of this type of impact tool. Under a sink in NYC, there is a cylinder with a rod inside that you can pull up and let fall down. What does it do and why? You must be in NYC. This is a standing waste valve. It is an old-fashioned type of stopper mechanism for a bathtub. The cylinder is the drain's overflow tube. The rod inside is connected to the actual drain plug or stopper at the bottom of the tub. By pulling this rod up or pushing it down, often via a lever or a knob on the overflow plate, you would raise or lower the stopper to open or close the bathtub drain. As the commenter notes, they are a feature of many older NYC apartment buildings, and they often don't work anymore. A large air mover, blower, is positioned in the front door of a neighbor's house with a gas tank connected to it. The fan is blowing inside the house, and there has been a ton of rain recently. Any ideas? The recent ton of rain is the key clue. This is a large, industrial air mover or blower, the kind used by water damage restoration companies. After a house has been flooded or suffered significant water intrusion, these powerful fans are used to circulate large volumes of air to rapidly dry out carpets, drywall, and structural wood, which is essential to prevent mold growth. The external gas tank indicates that the blower is powered by a gasoline engine, allowing it to be used even if the house's power is out, or if it requires more power than a standard electrical circuit can provide. These plastic discs in various colors are found almost every time the finder picks up trash in their neighborhood in Georgia, often within a block of a Home Depot. What are they? This looks like the plastic cap from a plastic cap roofing nail or staple. When installing house wrap or insulation sheathing, contractors use fasteners that have a large plastic cap. The cap provides a much wider surface area than a regular nail head, which prevents the fastener from tearing through the thin house wrap or foam board material. During construction, especially on a windy day, these small, lightweight plastic caps are easily dropped or blown around a job site, which explains why they are so commonly found as litter in areas with new construction. These are thin metal pieces in pastel colors, about 3 feet tall, curved at the bottom with a hole. What could they be from? These could be pieces of an old commercial metal umbrella, the kind you might find on a patio at a cafe or a public pool. The thin metal pieces would be the ribs that support the umbrella's canopy. The curve at the bottom would be where the ribs connect to the central pole, and the hole would be for the pin that holds them in the hinge mechanism. The pastel colors would be from the original painted finish. After the fabric of an old, large patio umbrella is destroyed by sun and weather, the metal frame is often all that remains. Found while metal detecting in the U.S. Southeast, this ferrous object weighs about 2 lbs. The land could have been farmland at some point. What is it? This looks like an oarlock, also spelled rowlock. An oarlock is the U-shaped piece of hardware that is mounted on the gunnel, the top edge of the side, of a rowboat. It acts as the pivot point or fulcrum for an oar, allowing the rower to efficiently transfer their energy to the water. They are typically made of a strong, durable metal, like galvanized iron, which would be ferrous, and rust, or bronze. Its discovery on land that might have been farmland is still plausible, as farms often have ponds or are adjacent to rivers where a small rowboat would have been used. Found at an antique shop, this glass object has a metal cap on the spout, which is actually solid. It looks like it might be broken off a larger piece at the bottom. What is this piece of decorative glass? This is a piece of a Murano chandelier, or another type of Murano lighting fixture. Murano glass is a famous type of art glass made on the island of Murano near Venice, Italy. Murano chandeliers are known for their elaborate and ornate designs, often featuring many individual hand-blown glass components like leaves, flowers, and decorative arms, like this one. The solid spout and the metal cap are the tenon or mounting point where this decorative arm would be inserted into a corresponding hole in the main body of the chandelier. It is a very recognizable fragment from a high-end, artistic light fixture. Found along a beach in West Iceland, this is a rusted metal mechanism, around 5 feet tall. What is this piece of old workshop machinery? It's what is left of a band saw. A band saw is a power tool that uses a long, continuous metal blade with teeth stretched between 2 or more wheels to cut materials. This rusted frame would have been the main body of the band saw. The commenter notes it's missing the top wheel, the motor, the table, and the blade guides. The C-shaped frame is a very characteristic shape for a bandsaw. How it ended up on a beach in Iceland is a mystery, but it is the skeletal remains of a common woodworking and metalworking tool. This is a hard, somewhat tacky yellow base with a metal spacer and a wingnut attached. It was found in a bathroom drawer, and the finder worries someone broke it off something. What is it? The commenter's guess is that it is a mounting bracket that holds the sink on from underneath the counter and that it has broken off, taking a chunk of the cultured marble countertop with it. Cultured marble sinks and countertops are a composite material. This hardware, a bracket with a threaded stud, spacer, and wingnut, would have been glued to the underside of the countertop. A corresponding clip would then attach to the sink basin, and the wingnut would be tightened to pull the sink up and secure it. The yellow, tacky base is the broken-off piece of the cultured marble itself. This red stake, labeled Marine Patrol, is in a tidal bay in Maine. It's 4 feet tall and appeared about 2 weeks ago. It's the only stake in the whole bay on this side. What is it for? Searching for Marine Patrol, Red Stake, and Maine brings up references to the use of red stakes to mark off areas of shellfish conservation closures. State agencies like the Marine Patrol will close certain coastal areas to the harvesting of clams, mussels, or oysters due to contamination, like from red tide, or for conservation reasons to allow shellfish populations to recover. These red stakes are used as clear physical markers to delineate the boundaries of the closed area, and entering or harvesting within this area would be illegal. This metal object is in the Caucasian Mountains in Georgia, about 2 meters high. What is this piece of weather or environmental monitoring equipment? This is an M70 rain gauge, a type of precipitation measuring device. More specifically, it's a storage gauge or totalizer designed for use in remote, often mountainous, locations where it can't be checked daily. Rain and snow are collected in the large funnel at the top and are channeled into the large storage container below. An oil layer is often added to the container to prevent evaporation of the collected water. A technician would visit the site periodically, e.g. monthly or seasonally, to measure the total amount of precipitation that has accumulated, providing valuable climatological data for remote areas. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.